Hey guys, just going to give you a quick little tutorial on how to run your reverse camera in an FG. So I've got half the job already done, but I'll give you a quick walk through on how I've done it. So from the front of the car, obviously the reverse camera comes from behind the head unit. So what you do is you just run it underneath the steering column, along the side, then up along all your roof lining. Up through the back, you just want to tuck it over your center pillar, through all this roof lining. Then once you get down here, you want to go through the parcel shelf. So just remove this single clip. As you can see, I've got the reverse camera cable run to here now. And then from the rear of the car, you want to go inside the boot. You'll see this little rubber grommet. So with this, you want to grab a trim tool, press there, pry it, and that's it. And then from there, you want to get a yellow tongue or coat hanger or whatever you've got available to yourself. You want to run this through this little hole here, which will lead into the parcel shelf itself. So once you feel it bottom out, that means you're all the way through. Coming back inside the car, if you put your hand inside here now, you should be able to feel the yellow tongue. There you go. So now with that done, you just want to tape this to your yellow tongue, pull it through, and then happy days, you're out into the boot. Another little tip when it comes to running these reverse cameras through tight areas. So obviously you've got your yellow RCA that's usually next to your red. What we do is fold the yellow RCA back to the loom, tape it all, so it's just nice and tidy like that. That way when you're pulling it through, there's only one thing that has to go through the pathway and you can't really get stuck. One more thing to make your life a little bit easier while doing this as well. Instead of taping the end of your camera loom up to your yellow tongue or coat hanger or whatever you're using, fold the cable like that and then tape the whole cable along your yellow tongue or whatever you're using to get through that hole. Then once all that's done, come back to this side, pull your yellow tongue out, and there you go. Now you can start pulling all this through. There you go, just like that, you got your whole reverse camera out to your boot now. So the next step is running it through this little rubber boot. So you've got to run your cable through this rubber boot into the boot. So this is the most trickiest part of the install. But basically what you want to do is you want to get your coat hanger or any sort of tool that you got that's going to be thin enough to go through this rubber boot. You want to work your way down from top down, out through the bottom of the rubber boot, and then you're ready to connect your cable up to this to pull it back through. Alright, so similar sort of thing as with the yellow tongue to go into the parcel shelf. You want to connect up to it about halfway, leaving yourself just enough length to go through that rubber boot. Just like that. So once you pull that back through, you can see the cable's back at the top now. So you want to find which end is your end that's running down there. Start slowly pulling this. And you will need two hands, so I'll just cut this video and show you when it's about halfway. Alright, so now we're through that rubber grommet. So once you're trying to pass it through there, during that process, it's best to use like WD-40 or soap or whatever, just to lube it up a bit inside. And what you do is basically once you get it in the middle of the rubber grommet, you just want to massage it with your hand, just like that. It's going to slowly work its way up the top, and you can just keep pulling the wire from the top, and it's going to make its way out. Takes a bit of time, it might get stuck a couple of times, but you get it through. Next step is you want to get your yellow tongue, run it up through this hole. So you're going to run up through the boot and then out through here. Tape up your camera loom to the end of the yellow tongue and pull these through, and that's it. Alright, so now all the hard part with this is done. So what you want to do is remove your boot garnish. So this part here, you want to remove that. So just inside the boot, there is your 10mm bolts. So you got 1 there, 2, 3, and 4. So remove those 4 10mm bolts, and then your garnish will pop out. So now with those 10mm bolts removed, garnish comes off. You just got this rubber grommet that's here. You want to remove that, make a little hole, incision into it, so you can put your camera wiring through there. Hook it all up and mount your camera with the 2 screws. right next to the bonnet release, boot release. Alright, now once all that's done, you've got your camera mounted up nicely. All your wiring tucked in here, cable tied to the existing wiring inside the boot. There you go. It's your full 720p HD wide angle camera.